shouts out a happy birthday to his girlfriend Claudia. And Marnix Frank sent me a couple of photos of last Saturday. Thanks for that, Marnix. He wishes Paul van Dyk a speedy recovery. I want to read everything that you send me. Armin at astateoftrance.com. Send me your pictures, your stories, and requests for my live sets.
We require more minerals.
Lined up for you at the end of the hour. But first, here's a new one on my label, Who's Afraid of 138.
We require more minerals. Some more overlords. Some we require more minerals. We require more minerals. We require more minerals. We require more minerals. We require. We require more minerals. Our forces are under attack. Our forces are under attack. Our forces are under attack. Is complete.
That's GG. Always one.
require more minerals. Our forces are under attack. We require more minerals. Not enough energy. We require more minerals. We require more minerals. We require more minerals. We require... We require more minerals. The high ground is under We require more minerals. Not enough energy. Not enough energy. Unacceptable command. Our forces are under attack. Not enough energy. Not enough energy. Not enough energy. Metamorphosis complete. Not enough energy. We require more minerals. Unacceptable command. The consumer is under attack. We require more mineral field depleted. Not enough in mineral field depleted. Mineral field depleted. We require more minerals. Mutation complete. We require more minerals. Mineral field depleted. We require more minerals. Mineral field depleted. We require more Vespine gas. We require more Vespine gas. Mineral field depleted. We require more Vespine gas.
Version of this tune was the very original song back in 2004. Surprised that they picked it for a remix in 2016. The voice of Susanna.
Yeah! Men kan du testa refresha? Borde funka. Jag tror faktiskt inte det. Uh. 0% tappade bildrutor, så kan inte vara det.
We require more minerals. We require more minerals.
Shit vad det laggar dock.
We require more minerals. We require more minerals. We require more attack.
Saw through all of them, but yeah, there's definitely there is definitely a linear path that he follows.
Okay, so if you were to go into Snoop's booth right now, we're moments away from starting. We still have a couple of issues we're sorting out with the players, but if you were to go into Snoop's booth and say, hey buddy, want to listen to me? Because first of all, that's an important question. And he says yes, what would you tell him before playing against Pulp?
One of the tracks that's really Mark Sherry, Sprays Frog, and Dirk, Follow Me, the Sideburst mix. Almost to the end of this episode of State of Trance. Let me know what you think is the best track of this show this week.
We require more minerals.
Click future favorites. And we'll continue next week for the fresh State of Trance. Hope to see you there.
require more minerals. We require more minerals. We require more minerals. We require more minerals. Spawn. We require more minerals.
Oh, that's unfair, I would say.
Our forces are under attack. Advisor. Our forces are under attack. Our drones are under attack. We require more minerals. 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 Metamorphosis complete. Spawn more. Not enough. We require more minerals. Unacceptable command. We require we must face that on creep. Acceptable command. We require more minerals. We require more minerals. We require more minerals. We require more minerals. Unacceptable. We require more We require more minerals. We require more minerals. Metamorphosis complete. We require these minerals or overloads. We will spawn more overlords. We require more minerals. Minerals depleted. Mineral field depleted. Metamorphosis complete. We require more minerals. We require more minerals. We require more minerals. We require more. Our forces are under attack. Mutation complete. Our forces are under attack. We require more minerals. Our forces are under attack. We require more minerals. We require more minerals. Unacceptable command. field depleted. We require more minerals. We require more minerals. Mutate. We require more minerals. Mutation complete. We require more minerals. Depleted. Our forces are under attack. Not enough energy. Our forces are under attack. Our forces are under attack. Mineral field depleted. Our forces are under attack. Mutation. A creature is harvesting. We require more minerals. A creature is under attack. depleted. We require more minerals. We require more minerals. Mineral field depleted. Metamorphosis complete. The hive class under attack. Our forces are under attack.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oops, ska jag stänga ner chatten?
We require more minerals. We require more minerals. Sloan Moss overlords. We require more minerals. 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 Our drones are under attack. Spawn more overlords. Spawn more metamorphosis complete. We require more Vespine gas. We require more Vespine gas. We require more Vespine gas. Not enough energy. Our forces are under attack. Our forces are under attack. Our forces are under attack. Spawn more overlords. Metamorphosis complete. Our forces are under attack. Not enough energy. Mineral field depleted. Mineral field depleted. Not enough energy. Mineral field depleted. The hive cluster is under attack.
you, motherfucker. Be right back.
In a phenomenal position because you're a 3-base Zerg against a 2-base Terran that has very, very, very late medevac. So basically, you're winning the game already.
Yeah, I mean, the biggest thing is to just anticipate this in some way. Not sending in the Overlord like you mentioned denies himself the information that he needs to hold on to this. And even just sending a 1 or 2 lings across the map, you see that bunker, you recognize my opponent when command center first, and that alone should tell you, okay, maybe this might actually be the same build, and then you at least think about it.
Yep. I mean, you gotta give credit where credit is due. And, you know, how many times don't we see one player run around with a couple of links, and then the Hellions leave, and then somehow a link squeezes by and runs up the ramp, you know, because the depot wasn't raised in time. And it's like, oh, this is massive for the Zerg, you know, he just scouted it. Polt always makes sure that he doesn't make those tiny mistakes that are actually very big mistakes, you know. That one link running by wouldn't do a lot of damage, but would give Snoot all the information he desires. And by Polt just doing such a good job and always raising those depots, making sure that nothing squeezes by, he keeps his opponent in the dark. And I mean, that's a pretty big deal in StarCraft.
Yeah, that was all he needed to do. So Polt takes a 2-1 lead in this best of 7 grand finals. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go to a short commercial break. When we return, we're going to continue on. You're watching the Intel Extreme Masters Katowice Grand Final.
Where am I?
Stand and lower your visor for software calibration. Decloak, Agent. Rogue Agent!
If your PC is dated and tests your nerves more than your skills, is it time for a new one? Get the Intel Extreme Masters Limited Edition PC. Built with the same components that the pros play on at the Intel Extreme Masters. Money from every certified PC board goes to the Intel Extreme Masters prize purse. Only in the best stores in your region. They come with a certificate and a unique holographic sticker. Play like the best and support esports with the new limited edition Intel Extreme Masters PCs based on Intel Core processors.
Exclusive Black Equalizer brightens dark scenes without overexposing bright areas.
Sell on it because it's also a marketplace.
Action.
There's a new burger in town.
Texas barbecue cheeseburger.
Barbecue!
And it has onion rings. And it only costar
10 spänn.
Kom in och prova nya Texas barbecue cheeseburger. Bara 10 kronor. Bara på Burger King.
Action.
There's a new burger in town.
Texas barbecue cheeseburger.
Barbecue!
And it has onion rings. And it only costar
10 spänn.
Kom in och prova nya Texas Barbecue Cheeseburger. Bara 10 kronor. Bara på Burger King.
Action.
Oh, there's a new burger in town.
Kom in och prova nya Texas Barbecue Cheeseburger. Bara 10 kronor. Bara på Burger King.
Tjena! Hallå? Bibi! Bi!
Tjena.
Tjena, tjena.
Kör du ladder eller?
Ja, jag har pluggat typ i 2 timmar nu eller någonting, så jag tänkte ta lite paus. Jag är alltid så. Jag är ganska skum människa. Jag har jättestora koncentrationssvårigheter, så jag gör så. Däremot har jag väldigt lätt för att lära mig. Så det jämnar ut sig lite. Tänkte om du vill att jag ska köra en Zerg mot Zerg med dig så kan jag göra det.
Ja, gärna. Då kan vi kolla på den
kanske. Jag kommer dock inte spela så jättebra av obviously reasons. Jag har typ morfin i kroppen och grejer. Men ja.
Ja, men det gör inte jag heller. Alltså jag vet inte, min APM har ju liksom gått ner från typ 240 ner till max 200 just nu liksom. Och jag märker det också att jag är inte alls lite duktig på multitasking längre.
Stämma mot en terran.
Protoss.
We require more minerals.
Tidernas senaste hatch. Eller spaning på. Eller spaning. Jag gjorde tidernas senaste pool. Greedy as fuck skulle jag säga.
We require more spawn, more overlords. We require more mineral. Our forces are under attack.
Torskat något så fruktansvärt kanske.
More minerals. We require 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 more minerals.
Vassa.
Är det bra dåligt?
We require more Vespene gas. Mineral field depleted. Mutation complete. Mineral field depleted. We require more mineral. We must place that on creep. Our forces are under attack. Not enough energy. We require more minerals. We require more minerals. We require more. A creep tumor is under attack. Metamorphosis complete. Metamorphosis complete. Metamorphosis complete. Mutation complete. Spawn more oven. We Depleted. Depleted. Our forces are under attack. Mineral field depleted. Mineral field depleted. Our forces mineral field depleted. We require more minerals. We require more minerals. We require more minerals. Mutation complete. Mineral field. We require more minerals. Unacceptable command. Mineral. We must place that on creep. Unacceptable command. Depleted. Spawn more overlords. Unacceptable command. Complete.
Fuck yeah! Protoss eats shit typ.
Nice.
can he close it out in the northwest position of Arena? We have
Life. Ja, finalen nu med Polto och
Mm. Jag har inte spelat på så länge, jag spelar så dåligt.
Twitch har så sinnessjukt jävla många heter det? Cookies trackers och sånt shit på en. Typ 26 stycken kan jag säga.
just stacking racks on racks on racks this series, man. So many heavy bio plays, and it seems like a lot of the Zerg plays have been setting up to deal with either Liberators or Drops or Banshees or Hellions or Hellbats or what have you, but it's just going to be raw power in this game from Pol.
Hey, the depots are raised, by the way. If all of these links go up the ramp, maybe one link could squeeze by. I mean, Pol has to be careful. You want to hide this. He's going to lose 2 SCVs immediately. Pol, you can't save these SCVs because you don't want to reveal what you're doing. If these links run by...
I mean, he just needs to know. And I mean, you see this many Marines. He's building quite a few. It's very hard to tell at this point, but the Roach Warren is on the way.
Yep.
Honestly, Snoot just needs to crank out forces. And yes, just get the Roaches. A couple of Ravagers can hold this, especially Gasless. Like, there's not going to be Stim. There's no combat shields. There's no Marauders to support. Pure Roaches will wreck this.
This time, Snoot didn't see everything what he needed to see, but he makes the correct call. 9 Roaches on the way. I mean, especially if Pol wants to really attack with all of his Marines, he has to run up the ramp. Maybe Snoot wants to attack, but I do not recommend him attacking because, you know, his opponent has no gas whatsoever. Still completely gasless. I'm not sure if Snoot actually knows. I think Snoot just wants to attack. But I think as soon as he retreats, he should be fine. He shouldn't attack on the other side of the map, though, because Pol is going to have a ridiculous amount of Marines.
Just like in game number 1, Snoot opens up with this aggressive posture, and it can actually work really well because Pol only has 4 of his Marines at the front. So these Marines should die very quickly. The most important thing is you got to keep the Ravager safe.
Surprise!
And now the rest of the Marines is like, I've been had. But the Marines step forward. They get the first Ravager. These Roaches are so tanky, though, and Snoot has so many of them. Pure Marines have a rough time with this. SCV's coming off the line, but we got Zerglings to help deal with those. At the same time, Snoot is breaking down the defense here of Pol. He's knocked down a lot of the natural economy. He has more Roaches he can fall back on as well, and he's completely destroyed the army of the Terran player.
Yep, this is already good enough for Snoot. He may not win the game. Whoa, were those rally points messed up? Because that's a whole lot of Marines. I mean, I know he has 7 Rexes, but still, I really think if Pol would have had those Marines down there a little bit quicker, because let's not forget, he was hiding
You're building 5 at a time, and at this point, like, Snoot knows, like, all right, all I really need to do is just keep building Roaches. Do not stop for anything.
I think he had the rally points messed up a little bit there. Pol definitely took way more damage than he had to. Even though he didn't die here, it's going to be very hard for him to close out this game. Snoot went back to building Roaches after he squeezed out a few more drones, and he should be fine.
And it's definitely going to be... I think he might need to pull a few to help hold this off. He's got only 4 more in production. He really needs to just get his forces together. He's supply blocked. 2 Overlords are on the way, but Marines are already coming in, and he cannot afford to lose these these roaches. He needs to build up enough to shove the Marines back. Drones coming off the line. Paul getting some damage done. 3 workers picked off, going for roach after roach, one by one.
I think it's going to be fine for Snoot in the end. Queen's helping out over here, pushing these Marines back, and Paul also kind of knew this wasn't going to work. He took a refinery, but I mean, what do you even do right now if you're Paul? Do you just research Stim and try again?
He's so far from getting Stim, but then at the same time, he still would need to follow up and get, you know, all the add-ons for his other barracks. He needs a factory, he needs upgrades. Those are the things that are going to allow you to stop a Roach or Roach Ravager-based army.
Do you think he's going to even go up to factory? I kind of feel that he's just going to try to end this game with...
Based on what we've seen in this series, I would be surprised. This series has shown me some of the most bio play without Medivacs that I think we've seen since 2011.
So it's just kind of important that Snoot keeps a close eye on what Polt is doing on the other side of the map. He still has Overlords nearby. Make sure he knows when Polt's units are leaving. Make sure that he knows that, oh, one more refinery going down, by the way. So we'll see what this is. Just don't over-drone like a madman. You know, setting up your economy is fine, saturate the bases nicely, but don't completely over-drone, because right now your opponent has absolutely zero tech. So it comes down to the same thing as it came down on Central Protocol. Defend one time without taking too much damage and you'll be fine. But on Central Protocol, he just took too much damage the first time.
Yeah, the biggest advantage for Paul
to
play off this game is his insane amount of production. 8 Marines at a time. We're not even 7 minutes into this game yet. What Snoot is going to have to deal with, you just pointed it out, is when Stim finishes, there's going to be an insane number of Marines. This map, he needs to use the corrosive biles on these choke points, and actually love that Polt's going to break down the rocks, because he realizes if he fights in these choke points where that splash damage ability can be cost effective, that's the one way he loses this game horribly.
Oh, after taking that third refinery, Polt has just dropped the factory. I mean, obviously Medivacs is still pretty far away. And eBay is halfway done as well. This is kind of odd, because by the time that Stim and combat shields are ready, you obviously want to fight. But Polt can't really fight them, because that's when he will almost have Medivacs. I don't think those Medivacs will be done in time. Snoot has absolutely no larva at the moment. He also spotted the fact that these rocks were broken down. I mean, it's safe to say that Snoot is in a really good position.
Okay.
Just now, the layer going down.
I was going to say, that's the one thing I really feel like Snoot is missing in this game, because that layer, Roach speed, will allow him to get much better positions, but also, if he gets caught out on the map by a large Stim army, he cannot run away unless, if he doesn't have enough to win the fight, he can't run, because with Stim, he'll never get away without Roach speed or creep spread.
Yeah, so creep spread is going to be very important. I would also love to see Snoot just send one unit around the map. You know, this is kind of a weird series.
Jag fick congrats Diamond Noob. Give you one game out of 100 fick jag. Efter 25 långt game där jag krossade honom helt och hållet.
Unlikely that any of them had money for it, but
alltså det var inte ens nära.
Yeah, the most important thing, and you just
han var lite mad, tror jag.
Lite va?
Is that Snoot has not always been 100% aware of what's going on. There are Medivacs coming out.
Rank 33.
Exact type of push, but it is just going to be a one-punch style.
Ja, okay.
The main base of Polt is pretty much mined out. There's no third.
Fan, jag kan inte köra Chrome samtidigt som jag streamar för att hacka streamen. Och Starcraft.
He could even float to the gold as well. Of course, that would
En
be
bana
very
vill
hard to
The
defend.
ultimate YOLO.
Spelar ingen roll.
Against drop overlords, but I mean, you never know. Polt's still down in supply though, but I think he has a few less harvesters. Plus one, I think, might actually finish up a little bit quicker for Polt. I mean, army supply right now, Nate. Snoot is not super far ahead. I mean, it's 17, but it's a lot of roaches. I think on creep, Snoot is more than fine with all the roaches and ravages, but off creep, it would already be a much more difficult fight.
Yeah, the most important thing is to just be ready for this army to come in. Use the corrosive biles to push him away. Keep in mind, yes, he got Medivacs, but if 2 of them are split off for this drop, that means there's less to actually heal the main army if it stims.
Yeah, and actually Snoot can just jump on this army, I think. I really hope that Snoot just looks at this and he's like, well...
Jag fattar inte vad den här grabben gjorde, helt ärligt.
Just take this, the longer he waits. I mean, Polt is setting up here, maybe trying to snipe a fourth base.
There's no fourth to snipe.
Maybe 2 queens over there. You might get 2 queens for free. Good scan there by Polt. You don't want to fight too far on creep. So he's going to clean out a couple of those creep tumors.
This 1-1 is really important. It's going to help a lot allow the roaches to get 2-shot volleys in on these Marines once they have Stim. But Polt's just going to go for it right now. He's got a massive army. Keep in mind, there's no third base for Polt. Snoot has more money overall to work with if he can keep this fight going over a long period of time.
Whoa, that's a big Stim to say the least. Every single unit in the army there.
Stepping into the fire is Polt as Snoot steps forward. He's finally getting some good shots in on this army. Polt perhaps stepping forward a little bit too much, a little too zealous, but Snoot stepping into his own corrosive Files at the same time. The money is there for Snoot. He just needs to hang on as long as possible.
Yep, 15 more roaches on the way. Snoot is maxed out at the moment, so he should be fine. He has those 1-1 upgrades as well. He has a bigger army, he has more workers.
There's the load.
Yeah, and he has the upgrade advantage. I mean, what more could you wish for? These are pretty much all the advantages you can have in a game of StarCraft 2.
And Polt's going to split off 2 medevacs that do immediately get spotted, trying to drop Snoot. What he's hoping for is to drop more roaches than Snoot needs to protect against this drop, and that will allow him to go for a favorable head-on engagement. But he's got the roaches here, he's got the queens coming as well. He just needs to prevent this from really distracting him too much.
I mean, that or too little, and then he can just clean up this and to pick up a couple of buildings. But Snoot, it seems like he split off the perfect amount of roaches. He didn't send too many that Polt could actually win a fight in the middle of the map. He is at least keeping Snoot on 3 bases.
That's another big stem. He's throwing the Crucibles forward. He gets the medevacs in the back, but some of these Ravagers are left terribly exposed. Money fungles all over the bio. The Crucible hits everything as well. Polt's army drops below 100. Supply a phenomenal engagement for Snoot. Good God.
Wow, and he gets 1 more medevac as well. That actually had a couple of units in it. And absolutely phenomenal fungal straight out of Zerg Heaven.
Slam down that R key, Snoot. Build the roaches and push across the map. This game is yours. Polt crumbling behind at 95 supply. One of his bases horribly exposed out on the map. And Snoot just keep attacking, keep pushing. This is all he needs. He's going to pick up another map in this series. He just has to punch that ticket in.
Yep, 192 supply against 82. He's going to push these units away from Polt, and he's running into the natural, maybe pick up a couple of SCVs, but this was a really good game by Snoot. He was much sharper. He knew exactly what was going on. He didn't overdrone. He had enough units, and that's it.
GG! Snoot takes a map back, and we are at a 2-3 score for the Norwegian team Liquid Zerg.
I mean, that's a great point to get on the board. Obviously, he had to, and he has to do it 2 more times, as this arena is really full right now, by the way, Nate.
Yeah, there are so many awesome fans here to watch some great StarCraft action. Thank you so much for coming out. This has been an insane best of 7 finals so far. The next map is going to be Ruins of Ceres. We're heading away from the crazy side of the spectrum, Roddy, a bit more towards the standard maps.
Yes, but it definitely depends a little bit where both players spawn. I mean, I think it's safe to say that if you're a Zerg fan or a Norwegian fan or a Snoot fan, you want cross-map or just Snoot yourself. You definitely want cross.
Oh, fuck my life.
If you're Polt, you won't really mind vertical all that much, or even horizontal is very playable, but I think cross-map, it becomes a lot more difficult now. Obviously, Polt is a world-class Terran that can play super late game against the Zerg, but it's unlikely that you can really catch your opponent off guard when it's cross-map Ruins of Ceres.
Yeah, the biggest things to keep in mind as we get into this next map are going to be that airspace, the drops. Polt, is he going to bring the pressure? Are we going to see him go for another big push? If we get that cross-bomb like you mentioned, I don't think that should work against the player as good as Snoot.
I don't see that work either, Nate, and I would love to see maybe some Liberators actually. Can you believe it that we're like 5 games into this series, and I don't think we've seen a single Liberator. 6 games actually.
Captain America saving his deadliest freedom tool for last, Roddy.
Maybe we saw 1 or 2 on Orbital, but it's bizarre to say the least, because that's the unit that we've seen all over this tournament in the round of 32, round of 16.
I think if you're Polt, you looked at the Liberator, you know it's a good unit, but you say this can't snipe bases.
Oh, all right, we're almost ready to hop into game number 6. Of course, Polt's still 3-2 ahead in this best of 7. Can Snoot make one of the most epic, legendary comebacks we've ever seen in StarCraft 2?
That is what we are going to find out. Such a tense match, so much on the line. $20,000 to the winner of this best of 7 Polt. Just 1 map win away from claiming that, and of course a title, a ticket to the WCS Global Finals at the end of the year. Everyone racing this year through the WCS circuit to get there, and it can possibly end here for this man in the bottom right. If he can take this map, he can take the championship in that beautiful Intel Extreme Masters trophy in the bottom right. Representing Korea and CS Storm, he's Polt!
Still looking incredibly focused. Of course, over here on the left bottom side of Ceres, which does mean we are in horizontal positions. It's the man who won the first and the last map in this series so far. It is Snoot.
And for all the reasons that you were talking about, these spawns are going to be a little bit more trickier for a player like Snoot, unless we see that aggressive play again. If you're Polt, you you have a very direct path to your opponent because they spawn both on the bottom side. There's not a lot of areas where you can be hit with a flank or a run by on sorts. So we might see that heavy barracks aggressive play, but depending on the opener that Pol wants to go for, this game looking like a Reaper, it could still be a much more standard setup overall.
It could also be the same build as he tried to do on lateral leg press, because this is also a map with a very wide open ramp. Now obviously that build didn't really work out for him, but that's because Snoop probably had different plans himself and just made all these roads and he's like, oh, that's super cool, you know? I can just kill all these Hellions. If his opponent wouldn't be ready, there's a good chance if you open up with 12 Hellions that you just have the barbecue of the century over here and barbecue yourself a WCS title.
Yeah, definitely not a bad way to get it, especially considering that Snoot must be so on edge right now because Pol, you look at him, you say, okay, he was always good. He was always very aggressive in the mid-game. But we have seen in this tournament and already in this best of 7 multiple times incredible amounts of aggression from Pol on the 1.5-2 base setups. So if Snoot prepares for something like that again, it's possible that Pol just says, you know what, I'm just going to go back to playing my normal mid-game thing and gets an early lead like that.
Yep, we'll see. First Reaper is making his way across the map, maybe even quickly. I mean, it's falling out of fashion a little bit. There we do see that first factory go down, and it should normally stay at one factory. I mean, normally we don't see a factory go down, like, could be another one, because that's not common anymore, but he already showed us once, and this map, you know, with the way that the Metro is designed, it is a tiny bit similar to lateral leg press.
That's a great point, and it's also that natural ramp, as wide as it is also very far away from where the hatchery is. So if you put your queens there, the Hellions run by, all sorts of bad things can happen. And Pol is getting a second gas after that factory, so he's opening up the door for either a starport play or, as you said, another factory. I would be very shocked to see a second factory. Highly unusual, no one does it. I'm expecting to see a starport for either a Hellion drop, maybe a fast Banshee, and on this map, Liberators are pretty good too.
Yep, now we do see that starport go down, and that's of course a little bit more in common with,
or tank drop, of course. Important to note, as Pol's done that already once or twice.
And then I think it's a little bit better on lateral leg than it is on the Ruins of Saras, though. I mean, we haven't seen any close bends. It's still a small option as well, but we'll see.
Yeah, I mean, if there is a fair amount of full Banshee play to be used in this matchup, but I think Pol still likes going to the tank, because in a funny way, if you really think about it, the games where Pol opened up with a tank drop are also the games where a tank drop would have been the most useful. If you open with that fast medevac and that tank on Pol Arena, that early Roach Ravager play is not that strong, so it's really kind of funny to see how the builds flip-flop like this.
And I guess there is one advantage of tank drop is that even when it doesn't really do a whole lot of damage immediately, you keep your opponent busy and you force him to at least pay attention to the tank and the medevac. And let's not forget that on Orbital, Snoop was supply block multiple times. And it could be that Pol was just really enjoying it and like just forcing it to pay so much attention to that tank and the medevac. A couple of times.
I mean, StarCraft is just such a game of much more than strategy. You have to be fast, you have to be able to respond and react quickly to all those things that are happening to you while still developing match strategy. So, Pol putting the pressure on him is another great way to slow down everything Snoot is doing. He doesn't deal, you know, literal damage to his unit space.
I don't think Pol has a whole lot in his natural right now, right? You see a couple of links trying to run by. He has a little bit of a wall up, but those Marines are out of position.
Good sniper mule, perhaps, here. Good pull back by Pol, but delaying a bit of mining. That bunker has range to cover the entire mineral line.
8 roaches on the way, double spore crawler as well. I mean, he still has to be careful. It's a triple Rex follow-up. Stim is already on the way. Pol has his Polt Viking that's on the way. He's going to be able to snipe a couple of Overlords. But look at that, Nate! It's a third CC.
Yep, Pol has taken the same approach in this game that he took on Orbital Shipyard. So I'm expecting to see him just go for them. Very similar. Drop with the tank, add on another tank, and then go into the Marines and do that double medevac with the double tank push, which was really, really strong. So the key here for Snoot is, of course, he has to avoid the supply blocks that really hurt him before, but establishing that fourth base, once again, is going to become a big contention.
Medevac actually ate a lot of shots over there from these queens. And Snoot is not supply work. There is a Viking that's hunting away, but so far Snoot's economy is looking very healthy. Ooh, the
two more Overlords are about to move into the danger zone.
Split them up, man. Split them up.
Yeah. Say goodbye and spread those Overlords out. So the lair is on the way for Snoot. He actually is getting Overlord speed, so that should be totally fine for him to get back.
Look at that. 10 more drones at once in the production depth.
It's really important that he recognizes he can actually build those drones, because seeing the third command center says, oh, I'm not facing 7 barracks all in. So, on the medevac, move those queens around, and siege tank is going down.
Yep, very well done. The pick up one queen, but still, that's a good pick up. Looking back for expensive. Overlord seems to have come, by the way, so one of these overlords that we thought was going to die did actually survive. I think this has been going quite alright for Snoot. Comparing it to Orbital Shipwreck, I feel this has gone better.
So let's talk about this map in general. If Pol is not able to deal damage, you have such a wide open area by the third base of where Pol will want to expand. And a counterattack will be very difficult to stop. You have a lot of area to cover. You can hit from the southwest side, you can hit from all over the north side, and that makes it very hard to defend if you commit these medevacs and commit tanks to a push and fail.
Well, the first two medevacs are making their way across the map. Pol's going to try to look for an opening. I don't think he'll be able to find a whole lot, though. Snoot has not spread himself very thin. Plenty of units are nearby. He's got a spore. He's got a couple of ravages. Corrosive Ball will land it.
Oh, gets a full medevac. Nice moves.
Wow.
The medevac that survived has almost no health, too, so Pol has been swatted back. And now Snoot can say, hey, you're trying to take that third base because I don't think you got too much over there.
Take a look at units lost over here so far. I feel that
Glömde speed mina Rogers så jävla korkat. Förlorar matchen på grund av det.
On Orbital, it was
5 times as much.
Yeah, so the biggest thing here is that the tank count is low, and these Ravagers and Roaches don't need to attack into this, but you can put a lot of pressure from the top side. It's actually quite similar to what happened between Pol and Lambo, where he had this position on this map. So let's see what he can do. Roddy pointing out he's got a lot of money when his Overlord's finish. He could build a lot more Roaches and Ravagers.
Yeah, it's important not to overcommit over here for Snoot. He can definitely deal damage, don't get me wrong. Gets a couple of Marines, maybe get a tank.
Jaha, du är inne i
Ja, men jag tryckte watch. Ja, precis. Jag tror jag tryckte det tillsammans. My bad. Vi kanske inte var ett team.
Nej.
Okej. Min början är nog ingen fel på varför. Känns som.
Money to build more Roaches and Ravagers and possibly some investors.
Yep, he should be able to max out a whole lot quicker than Pol is. Pol is even supply blocked at the moment. Perhaps pressure getting to him a little bit as well. Those one upgrades are finishing up. Snoot has a lot of gas in the tank, so he could immediately start 2-2. It would excite me to see that.
Passage lanes. We are going to see Roach, Ravager, Infestor. Snoot has used this so much. It is very strong, especially if you can land those fungals like we saw on Arena. Those were about as cash money as it.
Vilken supply sätter du? Ja, precis. Jag kan säga den pushen jag gjorde med mina Roaches. Det finns inte en suck där jag kunnat hålla den, seriöst. Om jag hade haft Roach speed. Men så som du spelar nu. Hela min armé dör ju där bara för att jag inte har Roach speed liksom. Jag har typ, jag vet inte, 17 Roaches där hemma liksom.
So this is basically what we saw in the Nurture series. Snoot is in a decent position. He might be able to shut down a big frontal attack. But if Snoot eventually decides to attack, he has to make really sure that he can actually deal with the counterattack of Pol, that he can deal with the amount of medevacs that are active on the map. That's a lot of Marines. Does Snoot have enough here? Well, maybe. It depends on his control.
Some of Snoot's army is getting pulled out, so Rosavat's going to
Ja, alltså jag leder ju ganska stort. Om du kollar 4-26. Du kollar där.
He needed to have this army back home a lot earlier. No, some of it's getting caught by the army. He didn't pull all of it away.
No, this is the exact same thing. Pol is doing it again. He did it against Nurture. Doesn't have a great early game. Counterattacks, gets the fort base. Snoot left units behind, but he didn't leave enough behind. And suddenly this game has turned around.
Vad sa du? 4?
Very good
right
now.
Pol moved in with those medevacs right as he had baited Snoot's army away from his main forces, so he couldn't run home to defend before losing the fourth base. And now Pol, he is continuing forward with potentially the Doom March. Great fungal on these Marines, but he needs to drop some files to finish him off.
Maybe one more fungal, that's gonna be it.
Not bad.
Marines do go down, but the tank count...
Vad menar du med att du är ahead här liksom? På vilket sätt?
Ja, här leder jag jättemycket. Alltså jättemycket. Ja. Kollar du på units så har jag väldigt många med workers som du. Och du kommer inte kunna göra någonting med de här links. Och 32 workers mot 25. Då vi spelar en mirror match. Det är jättemycket.
Ja.
det är ju där jag leder jättelite.
Men om du kollar sen liksom, alltså längre fram menar jag nu.
Ja, jag ska kolla. Men ja, det är en grej här liksom.
What a nerve-wracking fight there for Snoot. I mean, Tournament live on the line. You have to engage into 6, 7, 8 tanks, but he managed to do it. However, it doesn't
För
mean
här
he's super
så,
far ahead.
om du
It's
stoppar
three
nu
bases
på
and
5
three bases
min,
right now. Snoot did
så har jag
finish off his
37
board, but-
drones
or
mot
actually,
26.
it almost finished up, but, you know, it's not really
Ja, men låter du det gå så kommer jag upp på 36. Men du måste ändå kolla hur mycket skada jag gör på droppen liksom.
Ja, men du måste ju tänka att de här workersna har ju minat hela tiden. Alltså dödar du dem sen så har du gjort damage, men de har fått mina alltså väldigt länge. För jag menar, jag är 30... Ja, du dronar upp här. Väldigt bra. Men jag leder ju fortfarande. Jag leder i text framför. Jag lär. Och sen jag håller på att sätta upp.
Här börjar jag floata som fan. Efter typ 7:20.
Sen, jag visste ju att den här pushen skulle komma.
Men om du kollar liksom 7:50. Visst, då har du en tredje liksom, men jag floatar ju som fan. Jag måste bli bättre på att göra supplies liksom. Jag är ju supply-blockad och glömt Roachby. Så.
50. Ja. Du har 7 roaches mer.
Ja, med plus 1 i attacker.
Ja, men jag tror inte det gör så mycket för kolla här, alltså du har 7 roaches mer. Om du har, ja, alltså tänk dig att du hade haft med dig alla roaches hemifrån.
Ja, precis, men jag tänkte ha det för att, men jag hade ju inte speed, så jag bara, ja, whatever liksom. Den här matchen är redan tid innan jag glömt. När du investerar så mycket gas i roaches och du inte kan göra någonting med det, så är det bara waste liksom.
Men liksom kollar du här, alltså du har 6 roaches mer, eller 7 roaches mer. Men mina 6 roaches håller på att poppa. Jag kan till och med sacka 3D-basen. Jag kan sacka 3D-basen.
Vad skulle jag ha gjort annorlunda då?
Det är de här workersna i början. För att här, jag kan sacka 3D-basen. Dessutom så hade jag, alltså först då hade de här roaches hemifrån, så hade jag nog hållit det. För
jag
du hade
tror inte det.
en roach mer. Alltså, kan man inte, vi skulle kunna kolla, men alltså jag tror verkligen det. För att du har 0-0 på dina roaches här. Jag har 0-0.
Men 1 är väl snart färdigt, är det inte det?
Vad säger du?
Ja, plus attack 1 snart, eller?
Ja, snart. Men inte just nu. Alltså när du har det färdigt, då kommer mina 7 roaches poppa. Och då kommer vi ha lika mycket roaches. Jag kommer ha 2 Ravagers mer. Jag har 5 Queens och en Spinecrawler. Plus att mina larvas kommer poppa hela tiden. Och dina kommer gå över hela mappen. Och jag har Spire där. Det är ju, alltså du har ju mer roaches än jag för att jag har Spire och för jag har lär. Och jag menar, jag kan bara bygga du kan döda min 3D-bas, jag bygger bara mutas på 3D, 4D, 5D. Du kan inte göra det, för du måste investera i lär, du måste investera i hardware, så du är helt all in där. För du kan inte göra någonting. För att, alltså, det kommer ta så fast lång tid för dig att bygga lär, bygga hydrodiften, så att jag kan ta 3D och 4D.
Okej.
Och du kan inte göra någonting åt det. För att du har ju helt enkelt bara Queens som skjuter upp. Så att jag skulle säga att det är GG där på grund av våra dronser. Som du ser, jag har lär, jag har tech, jag har roach.
More tanks. That Spire is done. It's not the spy yet. But look at Snoot's money. Snoot is a little bit of money money. There we go. It is morphing.
För,
Let's see what the roaches
som
can do on
sagt,
the other side of the map.
This is one of
liksom
those positions where that greater
22
Spire could be
roaches,
the
vänta vi
tool
kan
that he
spola
needs
fram
to
och
roach
kolla
on
när
the
mina
counter.
roaches
Paul
poppar.
is getting ready to push in on the fifth
Ja, det
base
är liksom
of Snoot. If he
19,
gets the fifth, he'll kill the fourth.
19
That high ground position
roaches,
is so
6
important, so
ravagers
useful.
mot 21
Now, the
roaches med 3
liberation zones have
ravagers.
been set up to cover the
Så
flanks
att
of the tanks.
du,
And
jag
that's gonna
har
make it
2
very
roaches
difficult to go
mindre
for us
men har
around.
3
He
ravagers
does get the
mer.
fifth
Och jag har 4
immediately. Maybe
queens
a
och
couple of cross
spinecrawler.
about
Så
to
du
take
kan
care
inte
of at
breaka
least
mig där.
one liberator
Okej.
over here.
Och klart det kommer vara 1-1 snart liksom. Men det är jag inte så stor skillnad. Det gör stor skillnad. Väldigt stor skillnad. Men det är liksom mina roaches som poppar hela tiden. Men det är liksom, när du går så all in som det är här, för här går du ju all in.
Jag vet inte vad du är nu för att kolla på SL, men...
Jaha, jag är vid 8 min. Så jag menar, här går det all in, du kan inte göra någonting för du har ingen lär.
Nej. Jag trodde faktiskt jag startat Lair, det var därför jag glömde bort speeden också på roachesen liksom.
Ja, men det, ja. Och sen som sagt de här dronesen i början låter ju mig ha den tecken jag har. Och det är klart du dödar, du hade dödat 7 drones där gamet hittills med dina Bailey.
Ja, okej.
Men det är liksom, men jag har fortfarande min Walker nu.
He's up 25 supply, but the Broodlords are finishing up, and then suddenly these tanks are a lot less scary.
That's right, just pull the roaches back, pull the Ravagers back, let the Broodlords do their dirty work as the tanks begin to friendly fire on the Marines. Paul is going to need to go for a different tech option to handle this army.
I mean, let's not forget that Snoot has retaken a 5th base a little bit more north, and Paul is not aware of this as far as I know. I don't think he saw it. And I really think that Snoot this time should do, as Falk is showing us, Paul does not know about it. Oh, he's trying to stim forward, so risky.
It's risky to do that. You know, Broodlords have more range than they used to in the older games of StarCraft 2.
Skulle jag vara du skulle ta mig tiden och lära mig binda gubbarna med larva. Det skulle hjälpa dig.
Jag brukar göra det när jag trycker liksom på den ikonen upp till vänster, men jag vet ändå att jag ska binda egen direkt från början liksom.
Alltså det är bara att när du gör dem så liksom blir larva till units.
Vad sa du?
När du gör units så liksom ser du där nere hur de morfas.
Yep, and just like that, just on that moment, I mean, a couple of drones have been transferred, so this is a very, very, very juicy pick-off for Paul.
Och då trycker du bara control, så trycker du på dem. Så lägger du 12, så lägger du till dem. Och då kommer de finnas där. Sen när de poppar
seem to be falling apart right now trying to deal with this army.
Couple fumbles from the high ground maybe, but good splits there by Paul.
Så kommer du ha dem klara.
He's doing it, Nate.
This game has taken a pretty rough turn for Snoot. The Broodlords are strong, but the Viking count is being built up. The Infestors throw the fungal down. The Broodlords are hitting from very far away, but the money isn't there for Snoot to follow up from this.
Now, losing that base, I mean, he didn't really want to take that base. He just was forced to take it because Polt took out this initial 5th base, and this base was a lot harder to defend. Polt is so incredibly rich. 3,500 minerals in the bank, 1,300 gas. He's throwing up 3 starports. I mean, he's living the Terran dream right now. And Snoot is just working with what is left. I mean, of his first 3 bases, really not all that much. No creep spread anymore either. He just has that 4th base, and that's the only thing that he has at the moment. He's just really got to turtle up. That's his only chance to keep his WCS dream alive.
It will be very difficult to make this work just with so much out here. I mean, a couple of free Vikings are nice, I guess, but Bolt's also adding more command centers so he can lock down bases. He got building armor, he got high-sec auto-tracking. That means attacking the planetaries that are out on the map is going to be so difficult.
5 queens on the way for Snoot. I mean, he had a lot of minerals, no gas. I kind of like that because I really feel that just pushing out creep again is going to give him some more time to survive. And, you know, as long as you're maxed out, it doesn't really matter how rich your opponent is. For my part, he has 10,000 minerals in the bank. If you can get close to being maxed out, you always have a shot in StarCraft 2, especially because Snoot still has upgrades as well. He just needs to find a way to get enough time to be close enough to be maxed out. Even 180 high supply would be good, you know, 180, 175 is acceptable, but you can't fight with 146 against 200. That's just a losing fight.
He has the tech he needs. He's got the Broodlords, he has the Infestors. But you know, a Viper here and there is important, but also having enough meat underneath
Du kan få spela mot
the
Gaffle.
Marines back is really important as well.
I think he has one Viper
Ja,
on the
det är han
map
gjort.
only. I think second Viper on the...
Yeah, he just finished the second one. He's
Men
starting the third.
jag menar nu
Is good
så...
against Vikings.
Okay, he gets a couple of medevacs for free again, so far so good.
Vad sa du?
These tanks shouldn't be extremely good against the
Jag menar du
Broodlords.
kan spela mot honom nu så kan han hjälpa dig med replayen också.
Alright, I
Ja.
mean, this is lose a lot of units. Paul is maxed out, but
Tjena.
that's not his entire army. The Broodlords are very far
Tjena.
in position though.
Men tjenare.
Läget?
Det är bara bra faktiskt. Sitter och kämpar, vilka pengar. Vilket intensivt.
Gaffen, nu får du spela mot Beat. Vi ska få honom till Master.
Alltså, oj då. Nej. Det är alltid kul, Road to Master. Jag behöver också ha en Road to Master, det är perfekt.
Jag har ju spelat mot honom nu och så har jag...
He's losing everything in his main base. He will not be able to produce any units at all.
Jag kollar så mycket så här GSL och våld och sånt när jag var farsan. Jag har några anteckningar jag ska följa. CVC har jag inte sett att köra med.
Men du kan kanske spela toss mot honom?
Absolut.
Eller jag vet inte vad du vill bli.
CVC är ju bara alltså 13-12 väl, så det är ingen poäng. Så direkt, det är mest bara micro tänkte jag.
Jag går ju sån här, du vet, så här halv roach, halv muta style nu, det vill säga. Asnice.
Roach och muta?
Ja, det är asnice.
Nej.
Jo.
Hur kan det funka?
Jo, men vet du, kollar du strömmarna nu så typ kör alla det.
Men
alltså,
roach och muta, är det verkligen? Låter helt fucked up, men det kanske är legit.
Kolla, du kan switcha till mutas, så bygger du några mutas. Då kommer han bara ha Rotus Ravagers, så kan du bara döda Ravagers typ.
Med mutas då alltså?
Ja.
Men då måste du gå armor på Roaches med att sänka ground units, så kan inte gå attack då.
Polt vann mot snute.
Ja.
Polt.
Varför funkar inte min